What a day to be out in the Irish mountains. I'm in the stunning Kellogyboy range in Sligo, and for once the weather is actually playing ball. I had an incredibly frank chat with a local farmer about hikers, wild camping, and crucially, his strong views about dogs on working farmland. It's a perspective I think we all need to hear, and for those who like the navigation side of things, I'll be showing you my map and compass work. As always, I'm aiming for a super secluded wild camp.
I'll go down to the left here, yeah? Yeah. So just having a little chat with the farmer, Jerry, very nice chap. He's given me a better route up than I'd originally planned. Jeez, they're making an awful noise. There's a gate just up here now, but this is where I'm heading today. So it's Kellogyboy in Sligo, Ireland. And what a great day for this. Well, there's no easy start here. Steep climb from the word go. I'm going to be huffing and puffing here very soon. So I need to get into the stride of this. It's quite late. We're starting off in the day, 5:30, but the evenings are a bit longer now, and it's a lovely sunny day, so I'll have sunshine for quite a while yet. So out in that direction is Sligo Bay, and we see Queen Maeve's grave. Now I'll go over my plan in a while. I think I'll get up to the first ridge and we take a look at that in a little bit more detail. I had planned to go over to the left and straight up, but Jerry said I'm better off going over more to the right and up the valley, then over left once I get a bit higher up. Apparently I'm quite lucky, because he was had a good chat with him. He was saying that all of this area will be covered in quite thick gorse in another month's time. It'll be very hard to get past. So pick the right day, pick the right time, and pick the right hike for today. It's absolutely glorious here. It's a bit of a pull. I hadn't expected to come out today, so I was in the gym. And I had a leg day today, which is exactly the exercises you don't want to be doing on a day you're going out for a reasonably steep hike. But it is what it is. I got the chance to get out, and so I took it. Wife said, "Why don't you go out today instead of the weekend? Because the weather's much better today." And so I wasn't going to argue with that. There's Jerry down there on his quad, rounding up the sheep. He did tell me to watch out for ticks. It's coming into that time of year. I haven't got my shorts on, which is probably a good thing, and I put my gaiters on. Although it's very dry, it'll hopefully keep the little blighters away. But he did say to make sure I close the gate behind me, which I always do anyway. And it's nice and secure. It's not going anywhere. But I bet he comes up and checks anyway. I would if I was him. Just a quick run up on his quad. Wow, this is nice. Look at all these bluebells, I think they are. Oh, and it's nice and cool in here as well. Well, as usual, I've got a pretty heavy pack. A lot of gear in this, but it's a fantastic pack. The Osprey Ether 65 fits really well. I wonder if Jerry was having a laugh telling me to come this way. I know he wasn't. We'll be out of this soon. Lovely and peaceful, quiet, cool in here, and I'm about to break through. You can see the edge of the tree line. Wow, marvellous. That was relatively easy to get through. And now I'm out into the open. I did set a plan, And I did have timings coming up here, but I would already have had to have adjusted that, because on the map I couldn't actually tell that it was such a heavy tree line, or a heavy wooded area, not tree line. But that's what plans are about. You make a plan and then you adjust. And I've had to adjust this. I actually did a workflow. Some people were asking me what is the process I follow when I'm actually planning a hike and a wild camp. I'll have a separate small video on that, which goes through the setting the compass, the distance, the timings, and I'm also going to be doing a little bit of pacing as well. Nothing too extreme, but if you're interested in that, then there'll be a link in the description, and I may tag it onto the end of this video. It's a mixture of using the apps. I use Gaia GPS to get a view. I use Google Earth to get a 3D view of the land, and then transfer that to the map. Take a look at the map, and then I draw a plan out. And it's a great comfort. You actually do a plan, you get used to looking at an area, and when you need to adjust, like I'm already adjusting from the word go, it's not a major problem. You just adapt. All right, let's get going. Now this is a lovely evening. So glad I managed to get out and getting out to see somewhere new as well. Fantastic. Yeah, steep pull up here already, but we just keep going.
I was lucky enough to get a few minutes chatting with Jerry. His family have been sheep farming in this area for generations. The video file's corrupted, making the footage a bit wobbly, but the conversation was too interesting to leave out. I hope you agree.
So I'm with Jerry
McGoldrick.
Jerry McGoldrick. You own all of this land, do you, Jerry?
I own just this part up here.
Just here, right?
Yeah, up to the foot, and after that it's common. But you enjoy your stay above there last night.
It was lovely. I tell you, it was great that you actually gave me the directions to go to the right.
Yeah.
And that was really nice. And what did you call that dwelling?
Up at the very top.
Yeah.
That rock that you see in front of you, that's called Scrag Wheel.
What, this one here?
This one here.
Scrag Wheel.
And I think in Irish it's called a rough spot. Mind you, it is a rough spot. But on the back of that, there's an old kind of how we used to call it, a dwelling. It's a shed, and it's called Tucker's Tough House Pad.
I actually got to it and I took a little bit of video on it, and I commented on how unusual it was. Well, I felt it was unusual.
It is unusual. The people here years ago, they were extremely hard. Like they used to cut the turf and bring it to that place, and then go from this, there's a dwelling over there beyond, and go up and bring down a creel of turf.
I've seen the turf cuttings even beyond there, and it's actually amazing, isn't it?
You can see it here actually, an old byre up here above.
All right.
And my ground, it's a small byre.
Okay.
And they used to bring in the turf from the top of the mountain and bring it down to the very corner of that field above. And they'd walk from here with a creel again to go up and bring down a creel of turf.
Oh,
and I
I know
asked
what you
my
mean,
father once, I said, when they brought it that far, didn't they bring it down to the house? Well, he said, if they brought it down to the house, it'd all be burnt.
Oh, so it was hard work to go and get it, so
you had to
it'd
go
last.
to get it for a creel of turf, and it was a creel of
spare
turf
it.
to spare it.
And they go up on a donkey, would they?
It was on the back.
On the back? Oh, geez, oh my God. I find it hard enough carrying my rucksack up there.
But it's, and again, where those sheep are up here above, if you come back in the fall of the year, right, you'll see all where it was all, what we call coped. It was to put in kale, but it was all vegetables. When you're going across to it, it'll be rising up and down. The ridges were never dug out. I think back in the time, maybe it was compulsory.
What do you mean, compulsory?
Compulsory tillage.
Oh, okay. Oh, they were like tenant farmers, and they were made to get up there, and it's English, you see, Jerry.
I didn't like to tell that, but
I mean, you obviously love the land here anyway.
I tell you, I was born here. A day like today, so where else would you be?
And have you been up these hills?
Well, my cousin Peter Dolan, and not so much me now, but my legs are nearly gone. But you gather the sheep off the mountain.
I was just thinking you got a pair of good dogs there. I heard them barking yesterday.
That's all they're good for now. They're old, like, you know. But you need a good dog on the mountain.
But I suppose the quad bike's brilliant nowadays, is it?
But the quad bike doesn't go out there.
It wouldn't get up that. It's too steep.
No.
Yeah, you'd fall off the back of it, wouldn't
Well,
you?
you'd be looking for a helicopter to take it down.
Okay.
They're a great implement, but they're very, very dangerous.
A lot of people are wild camping, and they'd be concerned about farmers, and they wouldn't want to annoy them. They'd almost be scared to ask permission. What do you think about people hiking and going up and
Personally,
camping?
I think land was meant to be enjoyed by all. You need to respect. I don't go into your backyard, your permission, and I don't leave bottles. Don't leave gates open. You can come out to a farm at any given day, and things have gone wrong. Animals do die. And I'd hate to think that people would be coming out, rather than enjoying the beauty, maybe there's a dead sheep and don't know about it, and reporting something like that, because any dead animals that's here, you know, they're brought away straight away. Like.
You'd like people to let you know.
What I'm saying is, you know, sometimes on a farm things happen that usually don't happen. But I hate to people be highlighting the fact that I went out such and I got.
I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. And this farmer's not looking after his animals.
Yes, he's
yeah.
doing the best he can.
Gotcha.
But on that particular instance, when somebody comes on and you have it on video, understand where it has. And again, as regards to dogs, they're definitely a no-no.
Cattle might be one thing,
cattle,
but sheep.
Even with cattle, if you went to a field with cattle, you couldn't go into
No.
more danger with a dog because the animal will come and charge the dog. Dog will run back to you.
Okay, and then brings the charging animal back to you then. No, I'd heard that before, and actually I was asking, because I've got dogs, and I wouldn't take them up, they're only small dogs anyway, but you do see people taking them onto mountains. But I actually spoke to a woman across the way from you, and I said, if you had a dog on a lead, is that a problem? And she said, it is. Because the sheep, if they're lambing, would smell it, and they'd lose the lamb just by the dog's presence.
Because even an owner of a sheepdog, he'd be very hesitant to bring the dog with him until the sheep would have come to a certain stage where the lamb can run with the sheep.
I didn't know that actually. I thought, you know, they'd be used to. I don't know why I thought this,
sheep,
but they'd be used to.
Animals can be used to a better dog, but a new dog.
So, Jerry, in summary, you're saying you didn't mind me, but I asked you, and I'm parked here on your land.
Well, you're parked on the public road there, actually.
Is it? Well, yeah, but it's right next to your house.
Look at here.
You know.
Look at here, it's nice to be nice.
Yeah, of course it is.
An awful lot to be
See,
nice.
I have it. I'm out in the country, and if anyone parked in front of my house, I kind of want to know who they were because it's unusual,
well,
you know.
As I said to you earlier on, when I got up this morning, I said, this guy isn't back down, he's on the mountain all night. So I was giving you until maybe after dinner or maybe this evening, and maybe, well,
yeah, that was nice,
maybe I'd bring the mountain rescue. But I
well,
have
that's
your
good.
telephone number.
I didn't go as far yesterday as I was intending. I was going to go over to Hangman's. Didn't even do that today. I went to Cockle Mountain. It's just before Hangman's. That's what it says on the map.
Yeah.
But
you see, the map and me.
Yeah, it's different.
Like that's Melly's High Rock up here above. You know, the short rocks we call them.
Ah, right.
And this one here is called New Cur. New Cur, and then you have the slip and you have all this type of. They're all what we call them, but the map is totally different. And above and under Melly's High Rock, if you don't believe in God or something bigger than yourself, you'll surely believe when you go up underneath that rock.
Do you know Stanmore Loch?
We call that the Black Lake on the mountain.
I was camped there and it was so peaceful.
And it's very sheltered.
And I went for a little swim this morning.
In it?
yeah, I did.
So you swam in the Black Lake on the mountain?
I did. Since my last outing, I've picked up a drone, so it's all registered, ready to go. Had a little bit of practice, not a lot. When I get up here, I might get it out before the light goes down any further and get some shots. We'll see what they look like on the video. Yeah, I tell you, the people who built walls and huts up here years ago must have been tough. Tougher than me anyway. Well, ahead they're starting. And Jerry was saying, give it another month and you'd find it almost impossible to walk up here. And I can see why. That's the track there, 352, that I would have been coming up if I'd gone straight up, but I went more to the right, dog-legged over and back. And so I'm just short of Kellogyboy southwest top. So I can go back on my bearing of 352, I may as well do that, and get up to Kellogyboy top. I just got the Crohan Mountains coming into view. That's a real nice range, just south of Glencar Lake, and then beyond that is the Ben Bulben Dartry Range. And heading over there in the distance is Roscommon, the Midlands of Ireland. And over here is heading up to Donegal and Northern Ireland to the right. So we're at the top now of Kellogyboy, and we'll take a little look at the map.
We're just here at Kellogyboy 435. I'm going to be heading over for Kellogyboy North East top. That's 435 as well, but there's a valley in between. Now it's not very well made out on this map, but there's a little lock there. So I'll be heading down to the lock and then up. Now I can actually see it from here. So we see where it's very stony. It isn't that far away, but there's a valley in between. I'll be heading down there. So if I just flick this over and take a look at the plan that I did earlier. So I'm here now, 435.
I'm heading down to the lock. Didn't draw that very well, but that's the lock at 390. So it's 058, 350 metres, and working at a pace of 3 kilometres an hour. That's 7 minutes. So 350, 3 kilometres an hour. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 50 is another minute. So 7 minutes. So only 7 minutes to get down to the lock. Now I'm also going to try the pacing. Now I walk at a pace of 66 paces for 100 metres, and I've worked out that actually it should take me 230 paces.
A pace isn't a step, it's 2 steps. You'd count it either on your left or your right foot, whichever you prefer. So 2 steps is counted as 1 pace. In my other video, which is my planning workflow, I've got a little bit more detail on that. It should be 7 minutes, 230 paces to get down to the lock. Set my compass for 058, put the needle in the dark, and I'm heading off in that direction. So just where the scree is starting in the distance, that's where I'm going to be heading. Very clear today, so I can put my compass away and head for that point. 18, 19, 20, 21, 99, 100, 1, 2, 3, 29, 30. Okay, there's the lock I was aiming for. It's 7.5 minutes. I'm slightly short there of the pacing, but I did do a slight dog leg because I wasn't quite at the top of Kellogyboy, so I was a little bit off, but close, but no cigar, but not that far off either. This is really nice. I might actually just stop here tonight. Let's just see what we got over here. I'm very tempted to just pitch up here for the night. I'm a bit shorter than where I wanted to be, but this is very nice. In the past, I've just kept going and going, and got to pitch up when it's quite late, but decided to cut it a bit shorter tonight. It's such a decent spot that I'm going to get the tent up, get something to eat, get relaxed, take a couple of drone shots, and just have a nice chilled out evening. I've got my compact helm too tonight. I do have my Kuyu Storm Star, but it's more of a winter tent and the weather's just too good, and I haven't practiced setting it up in the garden at the moment, so I didn't want to bring it out here and not have tried it first, but it's really not the weather anyway. But it is Ireland, and so I'm sure I'll get a chance to try it out in much rougher weather as the summer arrives. Big Agnes repeat. Brilliant sleeping pad. That looks pretty clear. It's not bad at all. When that's bolt up, it'll be perfect. I just had a little explore and a couple of drone shots. I hope you like those. My first ones, so I don't know how good they'll be. Whether the focus is right or the exposure is right, but we'll see. But this is a lovely evening. I'm so glad actually I decided to stop, because it's given me a bit of time just to set up and wander around. I'm gonna get myself sorted now, get cooking, because I'm absolutely starving. I bought myself one of those refill devices. Haven't tried it yet, but I've just been buying too many of these small gas cylinders and then getting rid of them. So I'll keep the small one now that I've got and buy a big one and just refill it. It's nice to be able to stay outside of the tent and cook. As long as the midges don't eat me. I must get myself a citronella candle. I see a few lads doing that and it looks quite good. And my wife said, why don't you go? She just wanted to get rid of me so she could watch maths in peace. But that's fine. I'm quite happy with that. Well, that's the famous noodles done anyway. Let's get the steak going. Point sitting on that. Oh, that's better. Actually, I didn't think I had anything to talk about kit-wise, but I do. I've got myself a Brynje, Norwegian, Brynje, I don't know how you pronounce this, anyway, woolly hat, because the other one looks silly, it was sticking up too much. It's a really nice one, got meshing on the inside, and yeah, very comfortable. Bloody expensive though. I'm not even going to say how much it is, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it or not, but we'll see. No, this looks great. This looks fantastic. Medium rare, lovely. I must try something different. Try some other things, but this ribeye steak is it's just so good. It doesn't need any other flavouring. Really, it's just great on its own. It's great just to sit outside in the tent, get myself together, cook up, and just chill out and relax. And there isn't a soul, there isn't a sound. I haven't come across anyone. Met the farmer who owned the land there, Jerry, real nice fella. He said he'd have a chat at some stage, but he was just too busy with the sheep today. But maybe I might get him in the morning. We'll see. But as it is, just enjoying the evening. And that's my view. Good morning. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Let's go and see what the morning's like. Oh, what a fabulous morning. Excited to get out and get at it. I can't use that. Oh, what a mess. Now, well, it's early yet, just gone 5:30, but a lovely brisk morning. Need to stretch my legs a little bit. Oh, stiff after the night. Oh, what a lovely morning. God, so lucky today. Yeah, very nice. Getting a view here that most people don't get. Right, just back to the tent. Got a cup of tea on. Something to eat, pack up early and get on my way. Yeah, look at that. Couldn't have asked for a better pitch. Actually, I heard some fish jumping in the middle of the night. Gave me a bit of a shock. Oh, I was bloody freezing. Oh, ah, oh. Oh, that's nice. Oh, right, that'll do me. Woo! Oh, oh, that's a new adventure. Oh.
So this is where I am. I've taken a bearing from the north of the loch to 435. That's Kellogyboy northeast top. So let's flip their map over and look at the plan I drew out yesterday. So here we are at the loch. That's a bearing of 062, which I've set. So 275 metres, let's say 300 metres for ease of calculations. So at 3 kilometres an hour, that's 200, 300, so that's 4, 5, 6 minutes. So 6 minutes. There are 5 contours, 1 minute per contour. It should take me 11 minutes. And I've also worked out that at my pace of 66 paces per 100 metres, 182 paces. So we'll see whether the timing of 11 minutes and the pacing is correct. It's good to practice in the good weather where you can see what's going on around you, so you're ready for the bad weather.
Finally all packed away. Lovely little dip. At some stage I must get back here again. A great pitch, a bit rocky, but no wind, so a few light pegs in, did the job. So I'd recommend it. If anyone's following this and following the plan, it's not a bad spot, to say the least. So I'm just gonna head out slightly north of the loch, and then I'll be turning right up onto Kellogyboy northeast top. Well, the sun's up down the valley, Trustmore in the distance, and that looks fantastic. Wow, what a morning, what a view. Perfect. Kellogyboy northeast top, well, it's up there. Probably going to be hard marking out the paces going up here. It's a bit too steep, but we'll see how it works out. The needle in the dock, bring it up, and we can actually see that is the top. So I'll set my watch, set the timer off, and away we go. Well, that's 100 paces to here, another 82 to go. I had to move to the left and the right a little bit just to get over bogs. Obviously, I make sure I don't count the paces going at 90 degrees to my track. That's a bit of a pull first thing. 63, 64, 69, 70, 170, 1, 2, 9, 10, that's 180, 182. I'm at the highest point. Interesting rock formations. Go around the side of these, safe twisting an ankle. Right in front of me there now is Crockwell mountain at 400 metres. When we look at going up to Crockwell mountain, there's a bit of a dog leg that I've put in. This area here, it's quite steep. There's some cliffs, so I'm aiming off, and once I get to this point, I'm going to be heading left, change it to 310. With that in mind, it's 15 minutes plus 3, which is 18 minutes. And then once I get here, it's a change of 310, 150 metres. So 150 metres will give me 3 minutes, plus another 3 contours. That's 6 minutes. Compass is set to 056 degrees. I put the needle, magnetic needle, in the dock, so it's pointing magnetic north. Bring the compass up. Find a spot in the distance, the bottom of the valley. There is a green area. I should be able to keep an eye on that. The visibility is so good today that I won't need to keep looking at my compass and marking it every few meters like I did on the last trip. So this is fantastic. So I'll set my stopwatch and see how long it takes me to get down to that point. You can see where over the millennia the water has eroded in these pools here, and eventually eroded the side and then started making a channel out, and that's happened time and time again. It always amazes me, people building walls up here. Obviously the land was more valuable years ago when there was a much greater population in Ireland. I also understand that the climate was better than it is these days, so people could actually live at higher elevations more comfortably. Now it's just really the domain of sheep and the odd hiking tourist like myself. Yeah, so far, apart from the farmer on the first day, not a soul to be seen. And that's the great thing about these mountains. I'll put the camera away for a while and just concentrate on getting down here in one piece. A bit slower going than I was expecting. I think I did the right thing just keeping the pace at 3 kilometers an hour. I'm at the 12-minute point and I'm heading for that green area in the middle of the frame. And there's Hangman's Hill and there's Trustmore. When you're looking from a distance, to me the mountains always look a bit further away than they are, and you look at the time and you think, God, that doesn't seem enough, but it works out pretty accurately. Most of the time anyway. It's amazing how far you can go in a few minutes. If you're going in the wrong direction, if you're in Clag and you're not following your compass bearing properly, you can actually drift off by a long way quickly, and then it's very confusing. But on a day like this, you do need the plan, you do need the map, because you need to confirm exactly the mountains that you're looking at. You need to orientate the map, you need to get your bearing sorted, and you think, yeah, that looks right, no problem. Map, compass, put away, and just head for the marker in the distance that you've set. And that's what I'm going to do. Right, so here we are, 15.5 minutes. Get to the 18-minute point, change my bearing and head to the top. I'm just about at this point here, about to turn left on a bearing of 310 for 150 metres up to the top of Crookhill mountain there at 400 metres. Now, working at 3 kilometres an hour, I'm sticking with this because it's working out for me. 150 metres is 3 minutes, and there's 3 contours, so it should be 6 minutes. But the going is pretty tough. So I'm going to give it about 7 minutes. I know I'm at near enough the right spot to start, because if I check the map, I can see a valley and a river or stream, or at least a dry bed. And if I look up, there's a valley and there's the stream. And I'll be coming down and I'll be following that over to the Kellogyboy southeast top. I'm looking forward to that. But first of all, I've got to get up here. Here we go. Right, that's a good haul up. Let's check the time, 7 minutes. Catch my breath for a few minutes before I head off on the penultimate leg down the valley, following the meandering riverbed. So good view there of Trustmore, and down to the left where we see the valley in the middle of the frame. Beyond that, that leads down to Luke's Bridge. So the last walk I did came up there, over the top, and then across to the left. And in the far distance, which you can't really make out at the moment, will be King's Mountain. And beyond that is Ben Bulben. In the middle there, we can actually also see Glencar Loch, very famous. And just above that, you can see the vertical cliffs there. That's where the waterfall is. I'm being too ambitious with the 4 kilometres an hour. And I knew I was, but that's what this good weather is all about. It's actually testing yourself to see what you're really doing in this sort of terrain. And it was far rougher. And I knew it from the word go, but it is really more 3 kilometres per hour, and maybe another minute or two added on for the rough heather terrain. All good lessons, all good learning, and learn it in the sunshine and the good weather, so that you're prepared for the bad weather. And I've got almost a 20 kilogram pack, and I haven't been out for a few weeks. These are all the sort of things that you have to take into account when you're looking at the timings. I'd planned it at 4 kilometres. Well, let's see where that took me, and it's taken me short, and I kind of like knew that would. So let's see what pace I am actually walking. And I did check that yesterday, and it's a good thing to do on the first leg of a journey. This is at me at the point that I was aiming for, 600 metres from the top of Crocule Mountain on the left. I just stopped my stopwatch there, and it's 15 minutes. So let's see what 15 minutes looks like over 600 metres over this terrain. 600 metres at 3 kilometres an hour gives me 8, 9, 10 minutes. So if I added 10 onto 3, that's 13. And gave myself a couple of minutes coming downhill because of the rough terrain there. That's 15. That's what experimenting is all about in this good weather, as I was saying before. And the more you do it, the more used to it you get. Now the rock in front of me is called the Dunes. I did a lot of abseiling off that back in the day. Great little rock, but I'm just going to be going to the right of that today. Yeah, I could have come down that. There's paths down there I can see. Maybe back over to the left and then down to the right, but another day. Yeah, it's still rough going. I wasn't expecting this. On the map it did look a little bit clearer. When I did look at Google Earth, it actually showed a track. And now that I've just come up, I can see there's the track. So I've been going up through all of that muck, and there's a lovely track there, and that's what I'm looking for. Oh well, parallel to that for ages. I thought it shouldn't have been this difficult. Nice shot of Loch Gill there. That's it now, I'm on the track. This is the homeward stretch down to below the dunes. I noticed on the map there was a farmyard there, and my aim is then to turn right across the fields for about 400 metres back to my starting point. So that's a good shot of where I went up yesterday. So went up that valley, over to the left. I'll leave it there, and until the next one, thanks for watching.